offensive skills and shooting techniques who could demonstrate to the younger players all the time. And then Christina here is our really strong defensive tackler and very strong hitter. So we would demonstrate those skills in front of the younger kids a lot, and that really helped me as well, because I'm getting a little bit older here, so I can't really use all those techniques all the time.
Is it easy to convince them to be confident?
I think the mindset of and the maturity of the upperclassmen, really, they're the ones who also demonstrated confidence and leadership, and they were great mentors to the younger kids, and the kids just sort of step into that and they follow that example. So again, they really helped me with that, the upperclassmen.
I mean, plus the Hawkmock is so tough. You know, listen, it's always a competitive league. And I don't know what that brings, I don't know what brings it out. I mean, I think the male enrollment is close to the same, so it's not like you have so many, you know, more kids than other kids in each school. And then they have the small conference, the Davenport, and then is it the Keeney, or am I thinking of the Patriot League?
The Kelly Rex.
The Kelly Rex,
yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking of the Patriot League. And I think that helps out the competitiveness, because, I mean, every now and then you get, I mean, you get, how many shutouts this year?
14.
Oh my God, that's crazy. And what do you think helps you out with that, you know, getting ready? I mean, you probably weren't expecting to have 14 shutouts, it's just the gelling and the way everything was rolling together, you know, helped that out. But what do you think helped you with this season, getting 14 shutouts? That's crazy.
I mean, my defense was a huge help. You know, there were some goal line saves my defense had to make and helping me out, and I obviously, you know, congratulate them on that, you know, because with field hockey, you always have somebody else's back and somebody else always has yours. So it's, you know, again, having that team chemistry is so important in field hockey, because it's such a big factor in field hockey, and having that confidence not only in yourself but in the people around you is just so big, and that I think really helped with having so many defensive shutouts this year.
Yeah, and as I embarrass you guys on the radio here on this live simulcast. I mean, last week when we talked about wrestling, we had 61 viewers, 6,100 viewers. So I think we're gonna like top that today. There's a good shot of that. Allie had 24 goals and 13 assists and 37 total points, which is pretty crazy. And then we'll go down and thank you for giving me this update on the, who's Liz? Liz Farrar. She had 12 goals and 14 assists, 16 points. So it's almost like the 1980 Boston Bruins girls. I'm looking at something.
She's our fourth captain.
She's your fourth captain,
Yes.
okay.
She couldn't make it.
Nicole Connor had 8 points and 4 assists for 12 points. And as I go down further, Caroline Clem? How do you say that? Clem, thank you. 2 points, 8 assists, so she was more of a playmaker than a scorer. Yeah. Then you had Claire Lawler, 8 points, 8 goals, 2 points, of course 10 total, 2 assists, 10 points. Going down even further, see, I hope I don't miss anybody. Let me start from the top, but Allie's like leading the league here.
I think Christina's down there somewhere.
Did I miss Christina? I did. I'm going to find her in 2 seconds though. There's you. I went by Christina. I'm going to get her. There she is. 10 and 10. 10 points, 10 assists for 20 points. So that's pretty impressive, Coach, to have an arsenal like that, knowing that they could be. You guys basically, it basically looks like you guys were scoring at will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the last time we won the league championship was my second year. It was 2008, and this team is very similar. We had great balance, so we had multiple goal scorers who could score. We had great defense who, like Abby was saying, back each other up all over the field. So we really didn't give up many fast breaks and transition game to opponents. They couldn't really score on us, and we were very successful with that. And if we did get the ball back, you know, Allie's so fast that if we could get the ball to our attack and our middies, we could create lots of transition game and fast breaks and score. And we did have games where we had to sort of put the brakes on a little bit and, you know, mix people up and get our subs in, which was good for developing them too.
Now here I almost dropped my phone. I looked at Abby Campbell's goals against average at 0.43, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that. And everyone else, and again, it's a strong league. Everyone in the Hawk, after that, averages a goal. The girl from Canton, Riley Brown, was 1.09, and it just goes up after that. But that's crazy. That is so crazy. I'm like, I know the Boston Bruins are looking for a goaltender. I know it's a little bit of a different school, a little bit of a different school.
The Vegas Golden Knights really need one. They've been going downhill since their goalkeepers keep getting hurt.
Right? She'll probably be getting a phone call after the show. I'm thinking, that's,
He ended the season 19-3-1. Holy moly!
yeah.
You'd have to take us back to that game against Franklin. Wow. Wow, incredible, huh? What was the highlight of them? I know one of the coaches took a timeout like seconds before the game ended, and tell us about it.
Yeah, so Franklin is our league rival, and they're always a really, really strong opponent. And during the season, we beat them twice, and in the playoffs, they were on their game, and we were up. We were tied 1-1 in the half, and then we were up 2-1, and then to have them score with 10 seconds left to tie it up and to go into overtime. You know, that kind of set us back a little bit, but all of our captains kind of rallied the team back up and really supported each other. And in second OT, when we had a corner and we scored, that was the moment. You can't beat that, and it was awesome to be there with all of my teammates and to be able to celebrate that.
That's great. Congratulations. I mean,
Thank you.
That's isn't that
wow.
crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, we are going to take our first break. You're listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station, 1320 AM WARA, and online and simulcasting live on our website, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. We are highlighting the 2017 South Sectional Champions, the Lady Warriors from King Phillip. You can call back when we get back at 508-222-1320. We'll be right back with more right after this.
Field hockey wise, it's more regional based.
Okay.
So like Lead the Way is more Rhode Island, South Massachusetts. Patriot is based around here. They're based in Norwood, but they usually have like weekly practices, and they get together and then try to really work on individual skills.
Good.
And then they go to national tournaments.
So you see girls from all around your conference in this
Yes.
in this club thing you
Yes.
said, right? So is it more like an AAU because you travel a lot? Would that be a good
Yes,
analogy?
yeah,
Yeah.
AAU travel
Yeah.
team, yeah.
How many teams in the league?
They're not leagues; they're just all independent organizations.
Oh, there isn't like a set. Isn't like.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, what
No,
town do you guys play for?
What?
Do you guys play for Rentham?
So it's not even town leagues. It's just they're literally just organizations.
Oh, you just show up and you play?
Yeah, you pay to
Yeah.
play basically.
Oh,
And-
that's
and
pretty cool.
Like Abby was talking about, the club programs are usually by age groups, like U16, U19.
Yeah.
And you get placed, you try out and you get placed in different levels, and you try to develop players for a college track or a high school track. And the other thing you had talked about is our youth program.
Yeah.
We're bigger than ever. We have we have 2 youth travel teams now, grades 4 through 8. And we do summer camp, we do a winter clinic. And I think that has really helped feed into our system, because, you know, all of these kids here started playing when they were like 8, when I first started doing intramural, recreation programs, which we still do. And now we have a big youth program that, you know, kids come to our games, they're ball girls. So we really try to instill that love for the game at a young age. And look at all these guys that are all going to play in college now, which is pretty impressive to me.
That is really cool. I like
It
that.
is.
That's cool. Do you have something, sir?
Yeah, you just said playing in college. That was actually the question I was going to come up. Since you two are seniors, like what schools are you looking to, and are you looking to play field hockey in college?
I'm actually committed with my national letter of intent to play at Stonehill next year.
Nice.
Oh, good
Oh,
for
she's
you.
gonna be. What's Stone? What's their mascot?
The Skyhawks.
Skyhawks.
Yeah.
Purple and yellow or something. Right?
Continues with
Purple,
my
yes.
theory. You can put anything in front of the word hawk and you have a mascot.
Yeah.
My school were the Bayhawks. So it just my friend goes to Lowell and they're the Riverhawks. So you can literally put anything in front of hawk and you have a mascot.
My high school mascot was an eagle.
To go back to your question, I have committed to play at University of New Hampshire next year. So I'm excited about that.
And
Nice.
Allie, as juniors, has some big news too, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
All right,
I
I'm gonna do it here, only
I-
here at 40 Sports Talk.
I committed this season to Northeastern University.
Oh,
Wow.
congratulations.
Good
Nice.
for you.
Thank
That-
you.
That's great.
That's interesting that you want to go to New Hampshire because my grandma lives in New Hampshire.
Really? Oh, that's
And
cool.
in fact, she has 2 houses there. And there's a famous person that I know. Well, I don't know him personally, but
Yeah.
he's from New Hampshire.
Oh, really?
Yeah, who is it?
Oh.
It's Seth Myers.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
right.
Wow.
Seth? Yeah.
Wow,
That's cool.
you know you're a celeb neck in the studio.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. So the AAU, do they try to copy or do they instill what you teach at the high school at the youth level?
Yeah, I think a lot of the club programs really spend a good amount of time on fundamentals.
Yeah.
So all winter, when you're not really doing tournaments, you really work on specific skill groups. And we have a lot of kids who take the club programs now, and they really, their fundamentals are much stronger, and it just keeps, like you said earlier, it keeps a stick in their hand more often
Yeah.
than not, instead of putting the stick away in November and then coming back in August, So these kids really, they're motivated, they play the game, they travel to tournaments in the spring and summer, and it really helps all of our high school programs, because I feel like the sport of field hockey has really grown. And like you had said earlier, it's a very athletic game. It's developed into a real big hitting game, aerial game, reverse sweeps. The goalkeepers and the equipment that we have now has just really evolved the game. It's really a nice sport to watch, I think.
1 minute, all right, so let me ask you one more question on the youth thing, and then we'll take our last break, we'll have Craig, will take us into our break. So, you know how you said you changed your routine, your format for this season?
Yes.
Was that already implemented in the youth level for this year?
No, I haven't done it at the youth level, and I haven't even done it with the JV and freshman team. I let those coaches, with their personnel, decide what formation they want to use. I just knew coming into last season and this season, when I looked at the personnel I was going to have,
Right.
or potentially have, that this could work, and I wanted to try it, and it worked so well last year. I wasn't going to mess with it this year, and
Oh, yeah.
because I had a lot of returning players, I had 9 returning starters,
Okay.
and it just clicked all over the field.
Yeah, I guess,
Yeah.
because sometimes you hear about another sport, football, the Pop One will copy what the high school's doing so the kids ain't behind the track.
Right.
And sometimes you lose that high school coach.
Yeah.
And then, do it all over at the freshman, at the high school,
Yeah.
at the youth level. And I didn't know how that rolled over to field hockey as far as the youth level, so they're all set when you get a chance to look at these girls coming up, all
Right.
these players coming up.
In the youth program, one of the things that we do tend to do with the younger kids is play a 7v7, so they get more touches on the ball, and it's a shorter field, so that helps with their development too, and really starting to understand the angles of the game.
Oh, absolutely. So you guys gotta take off, right?
Yeah.
Merry Christmas,
Yeah,
Happy New
you
Year.
too.
Happy
Yeah.
holidays,
All right.
all that good stuff.
Right.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Yep.
And congratulations on going to the sectionals in the state tournament, that was cool. And that's it, that's all I got.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Right.
guys
Thank
were
you.
awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take our last break, you wanna take it out or take it into the break?
Sure, why not? I don't know if you usually ask people to take another break, but
Well, every now
I'll
and
show.
then, I'm gonna put a list up, take it into the break.
That worked out. But we'll go into our final break here at 4 Deep Sports Talk here at the news station. Craig Salvador, Dom Damiano, Lisa Cabral, and Justin Ferreira. This has been King Philip's South Section. We're actually going to be still sticking with them, not
Oh,
all
absolutely.
But anyway, so we will keep it here with the South Sectional champs in field hockey, King Philip. We'll be right back.
Good luck in their endeavors, coach, whatever they do, now that they're, they gotta finish up school first.
Right?
So we wish them the best, but, so my other question was, I don't know, do you have a quick question before I start rambling on again?
You can go for it.
All right, so we talked a little bit about the youth league, and do your junior coaches, your senior players, help out with the JV and the freshmen? How does that, do they get a chance to go down there and help out?
Yeah, you know, we when we have turf time, I think the other thing I need to mention too is we just got turf at the high school just over 2 years ago, and I think that's really helped our game evolve. So we're really a true turf team now, not a grass team, and we're much faster and stronger because of it.
Yeah.
And we start practice every day together, JV, freshman, and varsity, and we'll have the upperclassmen demonstrate like a skill. We'll do some ball control work, maybe a hit progression, and so that they're always seeing the older kids. They watch our games, you know, they're aware of what we do, and I think that, you know, again, the leadership that we have on the team really helps the younger kids develop.
Now, young lady, what do you see with the junior players? Like, what's the first thing you think they need to work on it? I mean, they pretty much have a savvy as far as the knowledge of the game, I would think. But what do you see, like, oh, they got to work on this, they should need to work on that? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
So yeah, like Coach was saying, like each day we practice with each other, we start it together, and obviously the varsity level is a bit more skilled, but seeing, you know, the JV and the freshman team play and watching their games after ours, I think definitely it's more of how long you've played and how much time you've devoted and if you play club or not. And I think that our JV and freshman team, they're all such hard workers, such amazing young ladies and good friends, and I think just over the next few years seeing them develop and go through their years together and practice every day, I think their skills will develop more, and it's going to be awesome.
Is it the speed of the play for them, getting used to, or is it more the not being mechanic, you know, they need to work in their mechanics? From what you see?
I think definitely more of the speed and the strength of the game. The JV and the freshmen definitely being, you know, younger girls and coming into the high school program and not having that, you know, like background of being on a varsity team and working out that hard. I think that definitely brings down their game just a little bit, but I think their mechanics are, you know, they can play against varsity girls because we all practice together. So
They could probably hang with a decent varsity team.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's good to know, Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think one of the great things about making playoffs, this is our third year in a row making it, is I get to expand the playoff roster. This year we brought up 7 JV, actually 6 JV and 1 freshman player.
Wow,
And-
that's pretty cool.
And that I got to work with them for that extra 3.5 weeks, and they jumped right in. I knew they could handle it, and that really helps them develop and get confidence for the next season too. So I enjoy bringing up kids and expanding the roster.
Wow, that's really cool. Yeah, I mean, is that unheard of though, I wonder, bringing up that many JVs and freshmen
Yeah,
at
you
a
know,
competitive sport like that?
You can expand your roster. I expanded it to 25, which was nice to have more, you know, depth at bench because, you know, playoffs is really fast. We had a lot of contusions and, you know, big hits and injuries and ankle hits and finger injuries and things like that. So it was nice to have a little bit more comfort that we had a deeper bench.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Well, you could also say this about sports, but this one thing I especially learned from theater: there's no business like show business.
That's for sure.
You gotta love the sports master. You always straighten
Yeah,
the
it's great.
and ruin the mic on the. Okay, now we're good.
Anyone have anything else they'd like to say?
No.
No?
What motivates you guys?
I think, you know, the first thing that comes to my mind is just trying to be there for our girls, our team, and to just have this type of team chemistry we have. And I think what really motivates me is, you know, we set goals at the beginning of the season, and I want to help my team as much as I can to reach those goals. And, you know, being a 3-sport athlete, I think field hockey would definitely be my favorite because of the type of girls in this program, and they all motivate me a lot, getting to play with them each day, and I think it's awesome.
So you strive off the chemistry.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
Now, you guys had your award ceremony. Who got MVP of the team? Did you have an MVP? Or?
Yeah, we had co-MVPs this year. We had Abby Campbell, our goalie, and
Yeah.
Christina Hathaway.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and we had, I have to say too, Abby and Christina were both Boston Globe All-Scholastics, and Christina is a Boston Herald All-Scholastic.
I did see that. That's
Yeah,
really cool.
yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
But
awesome.
like I had said, it is a team of all-stars. You know, Allie's an amazing player. Her senior year is going to be incredible, and I believed in this team all year, and Christina's my daughter, which is pretty neat. We'll always have these memories. And before the season started, we have a chalkboard in our kitchen, and she wrote Hawk Champs 2017 on it, and it's still there. So she knew that we were going to do it, and I just believed and trusted and just, guided this team and actually followed their lead quite a bit because they knew what they had to do and they got the job done.
That is so cool.
Great.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So how many seniors you losing?
3.
Only 3?
Only 3, so there's
Yeah.
9, 8 returning starters
Wow.
for next year.
Now, how big was your roster? I'm sorry.
We had 17 in the regular season.
17?
Yeah, backup goalie and a couple of field subs.
You don't even know, I know how they do it in high school football, but how do they police, they have the MIAA monitors during the playoffs. What do they just walk, is it the same thing in football? They just have that one person watching, listening, like at the half, as you're talking, making sure you're not cheating and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Do they still do that?
Yeah, they have a tournament director,
Yeah.
and they're, they email you before each playoff game and let you know what the protocol is, for timeouts, overtimes, when you can start warming up, what bench to take.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she's at the 50 the whole time, just watching, making sure that everybody's, doing what they're supposed to be doing. And then they also have an extra official at the tournament games who's at the scorers table, who lets you know how many timeouts you have left and how many seconds are left in the game after a timeout injury and things like that. So it's helpful. And I find that the tournament director was great. She was very specific, and it really helped us, before each game. She let us know exactly when we could step on the field to warm up. They start the clock.
Yeah.
And so, you have to make sure you're aware of all the rules as a coach, because I don't want to make any mistakes in that
That was my next
situation.
question.
Don't want to get in trouble for that.
No.
What does change between regular season and playoffs, as far as rules?
You go to an overtime period, so in the regular season, if you have a tie after regulation, it's a tie.
Okay.
But in postseason, you go to a 7v7 format, sudden death, 15-minute overtimes. You play 2 periods like that, and if it's still tied, new this year, they went to a 10-second shootout. So you would start 5 of your players at the 25-yard line, and they have 10 seconds to score on the goalie. And,
Oh, wow.
It's different this year. It used to be strokes. It used to just be a flick on the net. Now it's a little bit harder. And the kids, we practiced it quite a bit, and we set up a scrimmage before the playoffs so that we're used to the new format.
Yeah.
But, Christina can tell you that the 10-second shootout is much more difficult than a
So
stroke off.
scary.
Please. Yeah, I know you got a couple minutes, but if you could, tell us about that format a little bit.
So overtime 7v7, I think our team definitely strives on that. We've scrimmaged a lot on that, and I think that we really succeeded with that this year, really dominating. And then the 10-second shootout, our 5 girls who Coach picked are really, stick handlers and are really quick with the ball by themselves, individual. And we practice that a lot, but, some of the girls it's really nerve-wracking, being in that situation. But I think after practicing it a lot and going through our specific, skills and really trying to work it out, I think that if we got to that point, we could have really mastered it and taken a win.
Wow. I know I can speak for everybody here in the station. Congratulations on a great season.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're
And
welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're welcome. And of course, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year's. I don't think I missed anything, right? Oh, we're all
This is
set.
so inspiring.
Oh.
I'm sure next season. When does next season start?
It's always the Thursday, 10 days before Labor Day, whenever
Oh.
that happens. So that's when you can officially start per MIA.
That's
All right,
awesome.
that's it. So for Craig Salvador, Lucia Cabral, Justin Ferrer, the man in the shades, the sportsmaster himself.
The light's bright,
The light
okay?
is bright. I'm Dominic Damiano. We want to thank everybody for listening. We hope you got some calls, but it is what it is. And again, congratulations to 2017 South Sectional Champions of Lady Warriors from King Phillip, the field hockey champions. We girls field hockey champions. We will catch you next time. Everyone have a fantastic weekend.